Draw now! Now that's true Jedi mastery if I've ever seen it.
It's nice to see you haven't gotten rusty, Quana.
Hey! Everyone! Master Juro has returned to Bibin! Sorry about them.
No worries. It's a natural reaction.
So the two of you know each other?
The two of us, we spent our youth together. We are like brothers.
Quana, my friend, I have a favor to ask of you. I need help stopping a war.
You're speaking of Nawam. I've heard tales of his fearsomeness.
Welcome, Masters and Padawans, to episode 643 of Full of Sith. It's me, Bryan Young, a host of the show, and after so long, it's the redoubtable Holly Fry joining me.
Yeah. We just had so much in the can for a while.
Yeah, and we missed a couple weeks because we were both, busy.
It's traveling, working, traveling.
Yeah, no, we're both in that situation where we kind of have to travel for work sometimes, and it's not always easy. So,
all the time, it seems. All the time.
Sorry about that, everybody. But it's fine. We're just going to talk about Star Wars.
Oh, no.
I know, right? There's some cool Star Wars to talk about, because this last week we had the release of the Ninth Jedi.
Yes.
Which is the Star Wars Visions Presents series, which is the first animated series that's spun out of Visions. We've had some books and comics. With the Ronin book, and with some of the manga that Viz is putting out. But this is the first series that's not only got a sequel, but the series.
Yeah. It gets a full season to do its plot.
So for those of you who aren't remembering the Ninth Jedi, that was the episode in the first season of Visions where the Margrave, this old sort of Jedi, was trying to bring back the Jedi Order, and he had brought in his this sabersmith named La Jiro, to help him build crystals, kyber crystals and lightsabers. And this sabersmith was such a master that he could forge them in such a way that the crystals would just change color based on the heart and emotions of their user. And there's that really great reveal in that first episode where everybody turns their sabers on, and there's two blue ones and a green one, and then everyone else is Sith.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really terrific. And they stole his daughter, they steal him, and his daughter is up there on the satellite where this all goes down, and she's dedicated to saving him. So this other Jedi, played by Masa Oki, if you're watching the dubbed version, and Margrave Jiro, or their names are so similar. Geno.
I get completely clutched out over the names, so I fully understand this.
Margrave Geno turns out to be he comes in as her master, and they go on this voyage to save him somehow. The second episode is in Star Wars Visions Season 3, and that sees them getting hunted down and her sort of having a really emotional, I watched it again this last week, and it just made me weep. A really emotional escape with a droid.
Yeah, that's a surprisingly intense episode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the Visions seasons are set up one episode of any given thing, right? They're standalone pieces. Um, a lot of them are very emotional, but that one was surprisingly emotionally deep and moving because it is a limited amount of time. That's all I mean. Like, not that they couldn't, of course, pull that off, but like, I just was not expecting quite how intense it became in such a short period of time.
Yeah, no, it was, it's amazing how attached to that droid you get, and how attached to
Uh-huh.
him and his master, and how much you get attached to his sacrifice. Like, it's just really good stuff.
Yeah.
And so where all this picks off is that picks up is that she's back with everyone. They have all the lightsabers that they were given uh by the sabersmith so that they can go recruit more Jedi around the galaxy to defeat Nawam, who is the sort of Sith bad guy. But there's a lot of confusion about him, what his goals are, what his deal is, if he's really Sith. He kind of says he's above Sith and Jedi things.
Yeah.
And we get like this 8 episode rollicking adventure that gets emotional and amazing and surprising. Some of the twists and turns are just genuinely amazing. And
Yeah.
I thought it would be fun for us to talk about that.
I'm in.
Was there was there anything particular that struck out at you?
One of the things that kept jumping out at me, because I had it running a couple times kind of on loop while I was working, in addition to like times where I would just sit and watch it, was that there are so many instances where it harkens back to like all the Star Wars we've known, to like the Skywalker saga, etc. In terms of like, very early on, there's a moment where she's, training with a remote, and it mirrors Luke training with a remote. And there are a lot of instances like that. And I will confess that I can sometimes get a little bit knee jerky in my, oh, I wish they wouldn't do that. But there's such a subtle, light touch to it in this that it just kind of like brings you home, in that it's like it all feels very familiar, and none of those feel lazy or fan servicey. It is just sort of like a quick way to kind of communicate to your heart where you're at, which I just love. It's such a smart way to tell the story.
Yeah. Um, there's so much smart stuff in the storytelling here that I'm like just genuinely enthused by how smart it is. Um, like there's a lot of subtlety that I didn't really just realize until my second watch.
Yeah.
Um, because the filmmaking is so elegant, but also so emotional and also so Star Wars. Like, it is very Star Wars. Like,
Yeah.
although the although it's very Japanese, obviously, like, it's so steeped in Japanese sort of culture and ideas, as it should be. Um, it's still so Star Wars that, like, although it doesn't fit in the canon, it feels like so much that it fits in the spirit of Star Wars.
Yeah, I'd concur. It feels deeply like, it almost feels to me like the alternate universe version of Star Wars, like where we don't know who Luke Skywalker is. We get this instead.
Yeah. And that would be fine. I don't know. There were so many moments. Like, if there was one moment that struck me more than any others, it's when Kara lifts up and realizes that she's got a red saber in episode
Yeah.
5.
I, by the way, love that concept, and I know it I don't even want to say it breaks canon, but it shifts the way we think about lightsabers. I love that idea that the saber automatically reflects the soul, the intention of the user, because we of course have heard all the lore about how Sith lightsabers, the crystals have been bled and whatnot, but like there's something really lovely, and it feels very much in line with everything we've ever been told about the Force, that the crystals are so attuned to the user that they automatically shift with their personality and their intent. And
Yeah.
it's just a really smart thing to set up because it does lay the groundwork for all of those, oh my god, what color is that saber kind of moments.
Yeah, and there's a couple because it plays it really interestingly. Like there's the moment where um Hiro has snuck aboard Nawam's ship, and Nawam pulls out his lightsaber and it's blue.
Yeah.
And that's like it takes him aback, but it also takes you as an audience member aback. And
Yeah.
you don't really realize why it's blue until later, and we get the flashbacks of how he got that saber. And then as soon as he gets a saber with a crystal attuned that way, which I also really love that like not all the lightsabers are like that. That's new and just for these sabers.
Yeah.
Um, but how he got it and why he got it is so fascinating, and it makes so much sense because the thing is like I thought they could have gone in a totally different direction where it's just like he's so pure of heart in his intentions even though they're awful that the crystal's just like okay, yeah, blue. But the way they played it was so much better. And then with her, seeing her give in to that revenge instinct and just cutting people down person after person after person.
Mhm.
And then the people she's saving sort of recoiling at the sight of her because, usually in that moment in, you know, whether it's Jedi films or whether it's action films, you've got that moment where like the hero goes on that bloodlust and it's the sight of them covered in blood, that
Right.
gets everybody recoiling. But here it's just the sight of the color of the red lightsaber.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it's one of the smartest, most effective setups for the plot to play out. It's just a really cool way to sidestep a lot of like very um I mean, I don't even want to say overused because some of them are just like established storytelling beats, but this sidesteps them and makes the story feel fresh in a really interesting way.
Yeah. Um, it really does. And all of the character work is so good.
Yeah.
Not just the animation, but just like getting to know the characters, like the bounty hunter she takes in.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like my favorite.
I really like how much nuance there is to all of it because you don't know anybody. You know what I mean? Every character has a depth that isn't simple. It isn't this is the good guy, this is the bad guy. It's everybody is sort of grappling with their own relationship with the force, with morality, with the people around them. I mean, there's that moment where she is talking about how many people she's killed, and you just realize she doesn't know how to process that because she's done it for a reason she believes is just, but she also knows that's not something she should do. And so that's such a real moment that is it's in line with the way all of the characters kind of reveal layers and layers and layers that you aren't expecting.
Oh man. And her final fight with Nawam, just
Whew.
where there's this idea, I think it sort of bends the idea of gray Jedi pretty elegantly, where it's just like, no, no, if you're going to uh get above that stuff, if you're going to get above your emotion like that to the point where you've got one of these silver lightsabers, you're actually just supporting evil in another way.
Right. It's almost like an indictment of the instances where people want to say like, "Oh, I'm not part of that conflict. I'm outside of it." Because it's like you're not trying to stop the bad stuff from happening. You
And
can't be outside of it. Like that is inherently as much in line with like problematic ideology as being problematic yourself. Like it's as we know, that's a rhetoric that we hear a lot these days.
And I mean, Kara falls into that for a minute, but then realizes like, oh,
Yeah.
that's nonsense.
Yeah.
Like she kind of gets every color of Saber.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes. It's like a rainbow, really.
yeah. But no, there's again, it's that really incredible moment where she's been fighting with the Silver Saber and then realizes that like she has to pick that side and it has to be good and it turns blue and he's like, "What? You're doing this Jedi crap?" Because really Nawam is doing the whole like both sides are bad, so we're gonna go my way. And it's like, "Well, what's your
Uh-huh.
way?" Well, my way is pretty much like the Sith way with total domination, but I'm not a Sith because they're bad too. And it's like holy Snokes, man, you are out of your gourd. And he tries to play that really toxic, like, look at me, I'm so in control of my emotions, and you're not, and that makes me better
Just
than you.
so freaky deaky to me.
Oh, it's so good.
Like I mean, here's the thing that I was yelling in my head as he was doing one of those monologues, right? Like, great, then what are you fighting for? Nothing. You know what I mean? If you have no emotion, what is your investment in anything?
Um,
There's no reason. At that point, you have proven that you are evil because you're clearly trying to put down other people for your own benefit and ends. If you can hear crazy noises, there is a cat trying to build an entire home out of cardboard boxes behind me.
no, it's okay. Cats are great.
Just
Um,
having architecture
I
time tonight.
how did you feel about them just going like, here's a lightsaber. I don't care that you have no ability in the Force, but you're a good person trying to do what's right and will fight for it. So you deserve a lightsaber.
Well, I may not have the answer that you think.
Well, I
Because
don't
as
know.
you know,
I like my mind is blank of answers for what you might think. That's why I asked.
um, as you know, the Jedi Sith part of Star Wars is kind of the least interesting part to me. So I found it sort of, on the one hand, there's part of my brain that's like, no, 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 no. There's a whole thing. You got to do the thing. You gotta train. You gotta be ready. And because that's what we're shown all the time, right? Like
Yeah.
I clearly have absorbed that. But then there was part of me that was like, I don't know, maybe. If I'm not bought into that whole system, why would it matter? Um, Now I do think, I mean, there's also just a very pragmatic part of me that's like, don't hand anybody a weapon that doesn't know how to use it, that hasn't had safety training, essentially. But it's an interesting idea, right? It suggests that there will be this unification of your skill and your intention somehow along the way. Like the force will somehow kind of do the math for you. And I don't know how I feel about that at all.
Well, I don't necessarily think. I mean, like I look at it the same way a little bit, like handing Sabine a saber, where it's just like if your heart's in the right place and you're doing the right thing and you want to attune into that stuff, you're going to be able to sooner or later. And if which is, I mean, what happens with Sabine, and that's kind of consistent actually with what George is saying. Like anybody can do it, but some people are really much better at it than others.
Yeah.
And like the minor guy, as soon as he turns the lightsaber on, and it's like, okay, he had studied for many years and just never got the knack of it. But like desperate times and the will of the Force and a pure heart, yeah, the Force works in mysterious ways. Same with the bounty hunter, right? I loved that moment where the bounty hunter pulls out his lightsaber and he's just like, hold up, I'm working for her. And everybody's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I'll take that.
Yeah. 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 I mean, again, I not being a person that is the a will of the fourth person, I guess is part of why I'm like, I don't know.
I mean, Wizards did it.
There you go. It's fine. It's fine. No, I don't have strong feelings about it, but it did make me go,
I
Like
love
I kind of rode the fence back and forth for a while.
Like, I mean, and the other thing is like it doesn't actually. I've read so many articles on the internet where like Star Wars has redefined how the Force works, and every time I've clicked on the article in the last week, without fail, it's been something for Visions, and I'm like, really, guys, this is how desperate you are for clicks. You're gonna try to make people that think that this non-canon thing is redefining the Force forever. Really?
Well, and here's my thing. I guess maybe I'm just in jaded old hag mode, but I am also like, let's say for the sake of argument, it did. That's fine. Do you know what I mean? Like I am less and less invested in this idea of a non-malleable set of rules for a made up fictional thing that I love. But you know what I mean? Like, I mean, this is kind of not, it's part and parcel of things we've said many times, right? Like, I want storytellers to tell their cool stories. And if that means that like stuff has to bend or get altered in some way, that would be fine. But in this case, that's not even really what's happening. And so I'm just like, I don't even click on those.
Yeah, I
You
mean, I
kids
do.
today.
I do click on them because I just want to go like, oh my God, what do they think they're changing about the Force today? And then like maybe I'm I'm looking for writers of Star Wars that like or writers about Star Wars that um know better and don't craft stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I never find them because I'm always disappointed by the clickbait nonsense.
Yeah. I mean, it's a problem. It's a problem.
One thing I really loved about this too was how the story about Jira, Kara's father, the
Yeah.
sabersmith, how his story unfolded. Because
Talk
there's
about surprises and reversals.
yeah, the moment where she finds the part of the starship that has all the leaders frozen in carbonite
Yeah.
was perfect.
Mhm.
Because you put it together like immediately and they give you all the information you needed beforehand to go like, oh yeah, he was great. His master Reno was not great, and there's a reason her dad killed him. And it seemed like when we finally got to his side of the story, like not only was there a reason, but like he wasn't even the one who confronted him. Like it was just, oh, uh, you discovered my secret, I will murder you. Um,
Right.
so like everybody had the story wrong, but there's
Yeah.
all that tension in Kara with like, is my dad working for the bad guys? That's really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they played that really well. And I really loved the stuff with like Dunby and the other leader with how you think they're not going to help, but like they keep coming back to it because like, well, damn it, it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I
Oh,
no, I just that's kind of one of those things, right? It's similar the way they kind of rally when you don't expect it to happen. I'm trying to remember that leader's name. I'm really, really tanking it on the names on this one. Um, when she shows up with her flotilla and it comes as a surprise, and it feels very much like the moment in Rise of Skywalker when all of the ships come. And I mean, really, that's kind of all mirroring the tiny boats of Dunkirk, in World War II, which is something so moving. I don't know. It's just kind of lovely. I had to nerd it up with history. I'm sorry.
no, you're fine. Holly Fry, host of the Stuff You Missed in History Class podcast, is bound to history it up now and again.
Once in a while, for what it's worth, I nerd up over there with Star Wars sometimes. So, You cannot avoid it. It's everywhere.
Yeah. Um, I mean, history is, and that's why I was really excited to hear their answer about from the roundtable about like what to explore in Japanese history to sort of
Yeah.
get more about this. And I can definitely see where more study of that would open up and unlock more nuance to the uh to the series.
Yes, which by the way, because I had a couple of friends reach out to me and go, "Oh, that was such a good question," and I'm like, "Brian Young wrote that question." We just knew that that was the question we wanted to ask more than any of the others we had, and we didn't know who was going to get called on first, so we just decided whoever got called on would ask it. So if any of you were like, "Wow, that's a great question, Holly," don't give me the credit. It's
You know,
Brian's.
I was more than happy to let you have the credit, Holly.
No,
Like
that's not fair.
no one was even gonna know.
I know, but that's not how I roll. Credit where credit's due.
Well, I appreciate that.
That's a
But
Brian Young credit.
they did give a really good answer. So if you want to go back and listen to that, just like what sort of stuff to look into, like the whole
Yeah,
pre-Tokugawa um era of samurai and swords and just swordsmithing in general.
I'm looking for my note about it because I wrote down a thing. Don't let me hold it up though while I um flip pages in my notebook because it could be a minute.
I was surprised by like how funny it got too. Like like they really did pack everything that makes Star Wars into it. So there's great space fights, there's a great super weapon, there's great laughs, there's great relationships, there's great family drama, there's great lightsaber duels, and I love how La Cara kind of pulls a Luke Skywalker at the end, right? Where it's
Yeah,
like, I mean, she couldn't literally just be a phantom like Luke, but the way she's using the Force to shut the blade on and off to the point where he doesn't even realize that it didn't pass through him and he's just confused.
yeah. Brilliant. Brilliant storytelling.
Yeah. Um, it all feels so Star Wars and so true to what Star Wars is that like I don't even care that it's in an alternate universe at all. Um, I really like there's so much sacrifice too, like when oh man, like when the miners show up and just be like, screen everything. Like we're gonna evacuate everybody and they just start dying, but it's like nobody even looks to turn back.
Yeah.
The asteroid miners were so cool. I don't know. I loved so much of the design.
Oh yeah. There's one character very, very early on that the camera pans by that kind of looks like if Earthworm Jim took a lot of steroids. It's kind of like a Kaminoan, but also a little wormier. I love it so much, and it's just a weird look at that person.
Oh, it was
Cool.
the first ambassador that he went and abducted, right?
Yes, I think so, yes.
Yeah.
But I just remember being like, here's the problem. That design is so cool that I wasn't paying attention to anything else. I was like, oh, look at that. Also to circle back, the Kamakura period is the one that they suggested people read up on if you want to know about it. That is the period that was marked by the shogun Minamoto no Yoritomo, and that kind of establishes a lot of, the things we have come to know about the samurai. That's like the where the samurai emerged from. So if you want to do some studying and you don't want to go back and listen to that previous episode, although you should, a lot of great people were on that roundtable.
Yeah.
Um, that is the thing they suggested that we do some study on if we just want to get kind of a deeper, more nuanced understanding of culturally where a lot of this is coming from.
I loved the thing too with Dunby where he's like a Jedi and then just goes like, "Nope, I'm a merchant and a leader now." And it reminded me a lot of stuff I actually when I was in Japan for Celebration Japan, Anakin and I went to a like Anakin really wanted to go to one of those like samurai experience museums where it's like, we're gonna take you through, you're gonna see all kinds of armor and swords, and our guide is gonna walk you through everything, but like you get to put on samurai armor and swing a sword around and throw some uh throwing stars and stuff like that, and we'll explain to you the difference between ninja and samurai and all that kind of stuff. And one of the things that I found most striking about that museum, the docent was sort of taking us through the end of the samurai, right?
Yeah.
In the transition between the shogunate and the Meiji Restoration, and about how like, these samurai families, like this was the thing that they lived for, and like they really couldn't deal with the I mean, some of them could and thrived in other sectors and things, but it was such a drastic shift. Um, and done by sort of reminded me of that, where it's just like there isn't a thing as Jedi anymore. Like I've got to go do this, and this is
Right.
how I can maintain my nobility. And I know it was really interesting that everybody else was like worried that he was just going to be too much of a merchant and too much of a this or that, but it was like, no, he still had that heart of a Jedi.
Yeah.
Um, because that warrior never really went away. And it really reminded me of like all the stuff that the docent was talking about in that museum, about just the end of samurai culture specifically, um, in the like early 1900s
Yeah.
and late 1800s. It's fascinating stuff. I don't know. I really enjoy stuff like that. Like I love these sorts of rabbit holes.
Oh, yeah.
Um, so this was just catnip to me.
You rabbit holes? Never.
Which is funny because we like you all listening don't know the half of it because I dragged Holly down a silent film rabbit hole just before we started
Oh,
recording.
no. Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, it was like we were just talking about cats and silent films.
Yeah.
And oh, here comes my kitten. So if you hear something weird, it's my kitten being weird.
Your kitten is not doing architecture, it's just being adorable.
Yeah. No, I've been sending pictures of my kitten. I found a kitten since the last time we recorded.
Yeah.
And I've been sending Holly pictures. So
Spectacular. Who doesn't
I
want that?
I don't want to like I feel like rescued is an appropriate term, I guess, but like whatever term you want to use, I found him in the backyard and brought him in.
He's cute
And
as a
he's mine.
little button.
Yeah. Oh, he can
He's
hear you.
he's an
Um,
exceptionally cute baby.
Anything else about Ninth Jedi that really struck you?
Um, I mean, it's a boring thing to say maybe, but one of the things I've always loved about anime is the composition of shots. And like there's that one great duel that happens kind of in a tube tunnel structure.
Oh yeah.
And every time like you see it from a different angle, it's like each shot is more beautifully assembled than the last. And those are the things that make it so incredibly special to me as a medium. It has a way to be expressive that is unique. It's certainly driven by Japanese aesthetics, but it's also like all of the rules that govern why art is appealing to the human eye are in play. And I just love it. I love it.
I love the my favorite fight, I think, is the one where the bounty hunters have captured Kara and the ghost of her master sort of visits her and is just like it felt actually it was like the light side version of what we saw with Maul and Devin, right? Where it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, this isn't gonna hold you. Like you just need to tap into that kind of stuff. And she breaks out and the bounty hunters are just like crapping themselves.
What is going on?
Yeah. But the fight in the smoke and
Oh, yeah.
the tenderness of the death of that bounty hunter where the other guy's like, yeah, that guy was a piece of work. Um, but he always had my back. And like actually like paying some uh emotion to the villain that they just killed. and
Yeah.
her not being upset by that, but also her knowing his heart, because I think she did see or sense the bounty hunter that she ended up sort of taking in was the one who was trying to like let the families go
Yeah.
on the other planet. It's like she kind of saw through his big, tough bounty hunter facade. And that whole fight and the aesthetics of the fight and the way she finds herself in the middle of that fight, where she learns to like, because she's pissed through the whole beginning, and the bounty hunter's going to kill her. Like, but she finds her center the way she's supposed to and becomes more powerful than he could possibly imagine. It was such a good looking fight.
Yeah.
And it hit
Beautiful.
emotionally too. And it was that surprise too, where she decides not to kill the other bounty hunter.
Yeah. Many surprises, many wonderful surprises.
Yeah, no, I really loved it. I'm like I told my middle kid, Scout, is always telling me to watch this anime or that, and they're always kind of not for me. And I told them, I was like, I'd watch more anime if all the anime was Star Wars. Um, because this was just fantastic. And like
Yeah.
Star Wars is perfect for this medium and for this
Yeah.
method of animation. Like I wish Filoni and team would do more 2D, because it was so great to see how gorgeous the 2D was, but also like when they cut to 3D stuff with the cell shading simulation on the ships and stuff, it looks gorgeous still too.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. Love it.
I loved the design of the super weapon ship also with the Kyber cannon.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved how they raised the stakes so well. Like where it's just like, no, this thing sucks. Not only is it going to kill a planet, but if they actually do what they want to, it's going to basically cause a chain reaction that destroys the galaxy.
Yeah.
And Lawam just being like cool with that is homicide.
Yeah.
No, it's so I really love the relationship between him and Jira, the swordsmith,
Yeah.
because he's just like, I worship the ground you walk on, and he's like, you're evil, leave me alone.
Yeah. No, you don't. Not if you think that way.
You're insane, leave
You're
me.
doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong.
And I loved when he's forced to take up a saber again,
Yeah.
because he kind of takes that vow that Luke did, where it's just like, I'm not going to pick up a saber again, because he had to kill his master.
Yeah.
And he feels awful about that. And he exiled himself and allowed himself to be the bad guy rather than let everyone vilify his master, which is a huge sacrifice.
Very much so.
And when he finally does take up one of the sabers, like, yeah, it's got a silver blade, but he also, I loved how he shortened it. Like that was as much as he could do in that direction.
Right.
It's such, yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna keep saying it, like it's such fascinating stuff, but it really is cool how they turned the story across the board. But if I did have to pick a favorite episode, I think five would be it. And that's the one with her sort of retreated in the woods with those alien creatures that looked a
Oh,
little bit like Gran, but not really.
yeah. Yeah.
Like the
Which
little,
also, feels, in some ways, it feels sort of terrifically weird. But like, it's exactly that moment of like remove to kind of recenter emotionally that the story really needs. And that's what gives, the final few episodes their gravity. I
yeah,
love those moments. Like I love that story beat in almost any story. It's like I loved in The Mandalorian and Grogu when he's in the forest trying to take care of his dad and it's a very quiet thing for the most part. Like I love those times because that's where like the growth is happening for the character that's enabling them to take the next steps that are needed. I love that moment in almost any story.
yeah. And this one had it and it was great, but then it brings so much more gravitas
Then it
to
got
it.
dangerous in a different way.
Yeah, well, it got dangerous for all of the Imperials
Yeah.
in ways that are like, yeah, like you can tell. I mean, her blade turning red is what, we call in writing that thing you're always chasing for, surprising but inevitable.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, she's taking down these people that massacred this village and tortured them, and she really defeated Nawam's troops, which is something that needed to happen. And she did it in a very brutal way, like violence beyond comprehension and using the force for attack rather than knowledge and defense.
Hmm.
But she maintains the blue blade all the way through the fight. It's only when she has that moment to rest that the blade turns red.
Yeah.
And it's like when it turns red, you're like, holy crap, did that just happen? But
Yeah.
then you're also like, yeah, like she
Of
went
course it did.
way off the
Yeah.
the Jedi path there. Like, of course that happened. But it's something that, like, because they maintained the blue blade through the massacre, you don't even think that it's possible until it happens, and you're like, of
Mhm.
course it had to.
Yeah. Yeah. So good. Such smart storytelling.
Yeah.
I'm eager to see, what seeds that come from visions might bear, a season-long fruit in the future. Because if they're like this, we're gonna be so delighted.
Yeah, no, I'd love to see another season of Ninth Jedi. I mean, there's
Yeah.
definitely places it can go because
Oh
she
yeah.
refused to kill Nawam.
Listen, a full season of Black. I know I'm the only one, but I'm just saying, love, love.
No, I mean, like, it would probably take about 9 years to do.
Great. Great.
Um,
I can wait. I'll be here.
no, I would love to see the Ronin in a season as well.
I honestly was surprised that's not the first one we got.
Well, I think aesthetically, that's the one everybody globs onto, but thematically, Ninth Jedi is so much more Star Wars.
Yeah, I get you. I
Like,
think yeah, everybody was just so amped up about that one that I was surprised that it
I mean,
didn't get the automatic.
it looks great. And I mean, it got a sequel,
Yeah.
which, what, only three of them did?
Yeah.
Three or four? And I could stand to see more of it.
Yeah. I mean,
But
I'm not complaining about Ninth Jedi being the one. I just was surprised that that was the one instead of the Ronin one.
I mean, I'm on the record from the very beginning. Like, you can go back to my slash film coverage of the first season. Ninth Jedi was my favorite, hands down.
Yeah, I remember.
Um, so I'm feeling very well fed by this.
I thought
Um,
you were gonna say something very different. Like I'm feeling very smart.
um, no,
I
no,
don't know. I don't know why I thought that was where you were going.
no. I was just feeling nourished by this. Um, yeah. So, but there is no indication that we're getting any other
Not
visions.
so far, no.
I mean,
I
like,
hope.
usually we see that May 4th drop for like a Tales series or news about visions, but we haven't heard anything. And May 4th came and went without a new
Yeah,
Tales series or news of visions or anything.
yeah.
Um, which is a little surprising. And
Agreed.
I hope that means we've got more stuff in store.
Me too. We're kind of now that we're over Ninth Jedi, we're in a little bit of a slow period until we hit
The 50th
the
anniversary.
well, we'll have Ahsoka season 2 before that, right?
Well, I meant the
Because they've
50th
been saying
anniversary is 2027 generally.
yeah, but I mean we'll have Ahsoka at the beginning of that year. At least they
Yeah.
say early 2027. So like, the next few months will be perhaps a little quieter, although the parks are doing stuff now that we
Yeah.
have
Tell me about that before we sign off.
oh my goodness. Like they were like, Holly hasn't bought as much stuff the last few times she's been here. Why don't we come up with a new painfully adorable thing that she has to buy that comes with accessories that must be
Was
purchased?
this the R series like Halloween stuff?
No.
Have you
It's
heard
the
of this?
yes.
Of course you
Are you
have, but
talking about the werewolf?
no, I'm going to send you a text that someone, or send you a text of an image someone sent me.
Oh, you're talking about the accessories?
Yeah, the R series
Yeah.
accessory panels with all the Halloween stuff.
Yeah, I have the ones from last year with the webs, and they have
Okay, so these are
the
just from
cute.
last year.
Yeah, if that's all that you're sending, they have a
Yeah.
cute chip that makes your droid make spooky noises, which is pretty great. Um, and I love those. But no, they're doing in yeah, I have that set. In Droid Depot, theoretically both Batu East and West, but it's launching in West, I think on the 13th of this month of August. They're doing the little plush but also animatronic Ewok, which is cute as heck. Um,
We always need more Ewoks.
Listen, this thing, its little mouth moves, its eyes move around like they're like LED. They're amazing. But here's what I'm really excited about, and you can laugh at me, and that's fine. You can purchase accessory packs.
For the
And
Ewoks?
yes. And what like there's a Mandalorian themed one, there's an Endor themed one, and there's a Batu themed one. And the Mandalorian one has a little piece of armor and like a little battle axe, and I'm trying to remember what else because I'm going off of my memory, but I'm gonna look it up while I'm doing that. But here's the thing: the Batu one has a cute little um um like a poncho, it looks like, and a little multi-tool and a tiny model of a ship. But the most important thing is it has a little teeny tiny Ronto wrap. It's so cute.
There's an
And
Ewok with a tiny Ronto wrap?
you can buy the accessory kit that will have a Ronto wrap in it for your Ewok.
Are they just selling stuff to you?
I told you that's my theory. There's like a little cabal within Disney marketing that's like 4 people, and they just track my spending habits and they go, gosh, Holly hasn't bought anything. How can we get her to lose her damn mind and just spend money like in one of those weird fugue states where she's not even thinking anymore? And that's how. Give me an Ewok with a Ronto wrap. It's the best. Yeah, they're very, very cute. Here's a picture of the Endor pack. Let me see what all's in here. This one has a spear, a battle horn, a grilled fish, and a little poncho. It's cute stuff, man.
Oh, is that the Mandalorian one?
No, that's the Endor one.
That's the Endor one. Oh,
The
the
man,
fish sounded like methinks
yeah,
that would be the one.
yeah, no. The Mandalorian one has um let me see if I can read what these are. It has like a little blue cookie, of course. It has a little piece of armor with a little like skirting on it, and then it has a mythosaur axe.
They should make a Peepka kit.
Peekpa?
Peepka from,
I know,
is it
isn't she?
Peepa?
I think it's Peekpa.
Peekpa. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm reading Star Wars Legacy, the new Rey book, and there's a Chadra fan named Meepka.
Ah, yes.
So it's just
Yeah, it's
messing with my head.
Peekpa is the little Ewok, um, who we love. But
But
yeah,
a
no,
set where she can do her slicing.
to her slicing. Yeah, it's as far as I know, it's only the one style of Ewok. So it's not like the droids in that you pick like colors and stuff. However, I know some people have been doing some digging and looking at uh they announced in the Disney announcement, all the PR stuff, that this is the first creature of several that they're going to do. And so some people have been digging around at like, permits and um, patent applications and whatnot. And it appears that the next ones are going to be Of course, a little Grogu,
Oh, I
which
mean,
is
like, that's fish in a barrel as far as guesses.
right. And then the other one is a Hutlet.
Also, like, God, I couldn't even pick which one I'd want. I'd have to buy all three.
I definitely want the Ewok and the Hutlet. I certainly love Grogu, but I have so much Grogu stuff, and I'm just trying to like slow my roll. Um, but who knows? Once they reveal it, I could be like, well, I can't handle this. The other thing is that if it's plush, I am a harder sell on plush Grogus. So we'll see what happens. But
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Ewok makes sense as plush the way it is.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Um, yeah, so we'll
I think
see.
I think they were surprised by how much people liked Rada and how much of a fan base he had initially that maybe they didn't realize.
We love it. We love it. We love it.
So, with that update, where can people find you, Holly?
Um, I am, of course, still doing stuff you missed in history class, as we mentioned earlier. So you can always do that. You can also find me. I have a podcast I've been doing for several seasons now, which I think the third season has launched, called Our Skin, which is actually about psoriasis, believe it or not, where I interview lots of interesting people from like people that are advocates and doctors and you know a bunch of stuff. If you're into that, you can go find that. It's pretty good. And of course. I think the third season of The Unbelievable with Dan Aykroyd is still running on History Channel with new episodes on Friday nights, but I'm not 100% certain because I'm not
You
good at paying attention to production schedules.
you know what I found out, Holly?
What?
It's all streaming on Hulu and Disney Plus.
I know it's weird. Shh, I don't like
You
talking
didn't
about it.
you didn't say that to anybody ever in all the time you've been talking about it. I was like, wait, like, because I was like, how can I watch this? And then I was like, wait a second, it's just on Disney Plus?
I wish you could have a picture of my face right now because it's not good. But
Why?
I don't know. I'm so weirdly self-conscious about the whole thing.
It's
But
Dan
anyway.
Aykroyd's show. If it's not good, it's his fault.
It's not really his fault, but yeah,
It
just
wouldn't be yours.
it's fine. I don't know, it might be. Maybe that's why they keep inviting me back so that I can just screw it up and be the fall guy. No, they're lovely people. Anyway, so that show's happening. You can also start watching stuff you missed in history class on Netflix, or if you just want to watch the, meanderings of my crazed, sometimes cozy brain, I'm on Instagram as Surly Girly 5, and I'm on Blue Sky as Holly Fry.
Was I not supposed to say anything about Disney Plus?
I don't know. I just feel weird about it. I can't explain it. I don't understand it myself. I feel very exposed. I don't know what it is. I'm like, who on earth would want to watch that woman talk? That's all. It's a
I
weird day.
mean, I mean, plenty of people show up when we go do that together at conventions.
I know, and it's weird. I just always assume they're there for you. I don't.
I mean, like, I assume they're there for you. So there you go. I mean, like, you are inordinately, like, on an order of magnitude more recognized on the street than I am at those places.
I don't. Am I? I don't know that.
I feel that way.
I don't know. Anyway, I'm very self-conscious about the whole
Maybe
thing.
that doesn't have anything to do with you being on television or anything. It's just how gregarious you are at conventions and everyone just knows you.
Really, it's because my hair is purple and I'm easy to spot.
Could be. And
That's part of
I'm like generic sci-fi author with a beard number 8.
it. One of those guys.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Anyway, let's stop talking about this as quickly as possible. What are you up to, sir?
I've been wrapping up a book tour for the last 6 weeks. It's been great. I went to Gen Con and uh, got a whole bunch of BattleTech stuff going. And then there's a project Jason Fry and I are working on. There was a short story from it released on Mike Stackpole's Chain Story project. If you want to check that out and look up myself and Jason Fry, there's a lot of cool stuff coming in that direction. And yeah, if you want to look me up at swankmatron.com, you can check out where I'm going to be next. I think the next place I'm going to be is Dragon Con, which you're going to be at a different con that week.
I will be. I'll be at Tampa Bay Comic Con. I have lots of fun panels that I'm excited about. If you ever just want to hear me pontificate about things like Star Wars costumes, I'm doing one that's like a survey of 50 years of Star Wars costumes that I'm very excited about, as well as some others. So I am, for the first time in years and years, not going to Dragon Con.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be like Dragon Con without Holly Fry is gonna be weird.
You're going to be fine. They scheduled on the same weekend, and I made a choice. And I just decided, you know what would be fun? To do something different. And I did.
Yeah, well, hopefully I see you while I'm out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so for Full of Sith, you can go to fullofsith.com and listen to the entire back catalog of episodes dating back to January 2013, which feels like way too long ago. Then send us an email at holocron@fullofsith.com we'd love to hear your opinion about things. And go to rate and review the show wherever it is you listen to it. So unless you think there's anything else, Holly,
That seems thorough.
then for super producer Mike Pilot, for Holly Fry, I'm Bryan Young, and the Force will be with you always.
Sir, if you'll not be needing me, I'll close down for a while.